Today I want to speak to you guys not just as a concerned Nigerian, but as a lawyer who understands the gravity of what has happened and the sheer negligence that has brought our nation to this point. Now today guys, we're talking about 3 Nigerian private jets. I say it again, 3 Nigerian private jets that cost nothing less than $20 million each. Our nation's assets has just been seized abroad. Why? Because of a legal battle that our government grossly mishandled. With that being said, guys, welcome back to the channel. It's Mr. Slight Case Life Mark, a legal practitioner, as you all know, with the aim to MNMGA, make Nigeria great again. Now, these are not just aircraft, okay? These are symbols of our sovereignty, our national pride. But now they are grounded in Europe, confiscated over a dispute that started with the contract termination in 2016. Now, as a lawyer, I can tell you that this situation did not have to get to what it got to. But I also understand that most times, as a result of poor legal strategy and a lack of foresight, most things turn out this way. Now, you see, in 2016, the Ogun State government under Ibukile Musa, I believe, terminated a contract with this Chinese company. I can't pronounce their name fully well, but the contract termination was not uncommon because, I mean, most times it's done. If it's done within the bounds of law, you can terminate the contract, definitely. There's always a clause provision for that. But the problem here is not just that the contract was terminated, but how was it handled after the termination? That was the main thing. After the contract was terminated, an executive for the Chinese company got arrested. And this always brings back my point. Why do we have to resort to arresting international business officials in the country? If you watch one of my previous videos where I talked about the guy from Binance who was also arrested. Why? Because we're trying to enforce some law. So now when this guy got arrested, the Chinese official got arrested by the Ogun State government using the police, the Chinese company got angry and then took them to court. So now they were taken to court in international based courts based on the treaties, okay, the China-Nigeria Investment Treaty that is supposed to protect investors, and they won. And I've gotten a couple of the laws out there, the cases that went on. I will put the link in the description box. These were lots of cases. They didn't win just once. They won in UK, I think about $555 million. Nigeria refused to pay, thinking that perhaps maybe they could escape the obligations that come. But I mean, that was wrong. If you have a judgment given against you as a government and individual, whatever, you have to either deal with it, answer it, or oppose it. But once again, bad legal strategy. So you see, this company didn't just sit there like that. Of course, they kept going and going and going. So I think at a point in time, the Nigerian government wanted to try and rely on sovereign immunity. I mean, this kind of immunity that protects states from being tried either on civil basis or criminal basis. And I understand that concept. I mean, it's a powerful shield, but it's not absolute. You know, over time, the courts have ruled that sovereign immunity can be waived. And I think this happened in the case of General Dynamics UK versus Libya. Okay, so when or by engaging in international contracts and participating in an arbitration process, you waive your right to sovereign immunity. Another bad process by the Nigerian government once again. And the court ruled that Nigeria could be held liable. And that's how we ended up here having our 3 private jets seized abroad. Now guys, I mean, I'm going to tell you, this is a failure of the highest order if you ask me. These jets are worth millions of dollars, like I told you initially. I'm going to feature a couple of videos of the jets being showcased by the companies, and you're going to see how much they were. And now they are being held hostage by a foreign court ruling. And this did not have to happen. I mean, trust me, it didn't have to happen. We're losing a lot as a country. Yet we're seeing the president buying yachts, buying jets of his own, but we're losing a lot as the country. And what did the government have to say? The government basically just said, I mean, the presidency said they have no contractual obligation, while Ogun State is saying there was an issue of fraud. I'm going to tell you one thing. By virtue of the fact that Ogun State is a state in Nigeria, Nigeria can also be held as a whole on an international basis. So that's just what it is. So I don't think these statements hold water. These are hollow. They do nothing to change the fact that we have lost a lot because of poor legal management and an unwillingness to settle a legal dispute before it goes out of control. Once again, guys, it makes me question what kind of people do we have running the system. So I understand people get crazy most times at the way the whole government is run, because we just act like nonchalant. Not even we, but the government as a whole. So most of you might ask me, so it's just about money. For me, I'll tell you, I don't think this is just about money. It's about protecting our nation's assets. It's about the rule of law. It's about ensuring that our government acts with integrity, guys, when we are on the global stage. The fact that we're here today discussing the seizure of a presidential jet is a reminder of what happens when the law is ignored, when legal counsel is disregarded, and when the government fails to protect its own interest. Even apart from this issue of private jets and whatnot, we also have cases where we see some set of Nigerians arrested in Kenya or Ghana or Ethiopia or wherever. But the Nigerian government doesn't even come out to speak for them. That means we don't even take lives. Citizens important. Talk more about private jets. I mean, that's just what it is. I think as Nigerians, we deserve better. We deserve a government that respects the law. We deserve a government that understands the stakes, that is willing to do what it takes, to protect our dignity. The nation, this is a wake-up call for all of us, guys. We really need to keep holding them by or for what they stand for and for what they fail to do. So if you agree, guys, then share your thoughts in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Hit the like button, comment, and subscribe. I believe this is a critical discussion we really need to dwell on and see how we are feeling in the aspect of law. With that being said, guys, it is what it is. I'm out.